recording 1. Perfect. So we started already recording. So the topic is how to search for limiting beliefs, and it's a part of our bigger theme, which is conversational reframing. Again, we are using particular reframing in coaching because the way we learned conversational reframing and reframing as it is through the NLP practice and NLP study, it's slightly different. So in details, we will be going through conversational reframing, which we can really apply in coaching. But as I told you last time, because maybe, I don't know, some of you already attended 2 previous webinars. If you don't, I already sent you recordings. You probably saw it in your emails. If not, no worries. I mean, it will be accessible through our YouTube channel, and I will send you links as well. So this is not a big deal. But it would be nice if you somehow build up the whole structure, yeah, because we started from beliefs, we went through the defining beliefs, and then we went through the structure of beliefs. Right now we are moving into next area, limiting beliefs and how to find them, how to search for them, what to do with them, how to elicit clusters of those beliefs. As you know, as I already mentioned last time, that beliefs are traveling not alone. They always have some kind of group. And there are specific questions you could easily investigate what kind of clusters beliefs have. I mean, what are the beliefs which are connected to any particular one? So you could elicit number of beliefs, actually asking quite simple questions. So conversational reframing coaching, and the material will be based mainly on a sleight of mouse. The book written by Robert Dilts, and one of the authorities in neurolinguistic programming, and also there will be some parts and some other material taken from other sources, but I'm gonna just mention here the main one. So if you have access to this book, it's great. If not, I would highly recommend, because there are lots of really nice material you could find there. So again, as usual, I will be jumping very quickly through some particular parts of our session today. And one of the things, of course, as always, please eliminate distractions. So switch off your mobiles just at least for a while. So please be here, and I will try to be as interactive as possible. So it means that I will be asking you questions, and please use our chat window to communicate. At the moment, this particular sessions we will not be enabling any audio channels, because it's gonna make it more complicated and longer. If you would have a proper training, like several hours, then we would probably use the audio. But right now we will be just typing. So eliminated all the disturbances. This particular, I would say, series of webinars is a part of our Headway Learning and Practice Laboratory or Lab. And please don't hesitate to connect through the Trello board. I will be inviting you in the Trello board, especially if you would like really to make a step forward in terms of not just having information, but really practice it. And Trello board, that's I will be sending invitation to all participants to join Trello board, because through Trello board we will be practicing what we learned here. Of course, I will try to practice during this particular hour, but as you know, it's very limited in terms of time. And during Trello board, through the Trello board, we could practice practically, for like in a much more thorough way. So I will be posting the home assignments, and you could do it, of course, in accordance to your availability and how much time do you have. But it's always nice to be in that learning loop. Yeah. And our regular Headway Learning and Practice webinars will be every Thursday, the same time, related to coaching direction. But also soon, maybe in a few weeks, I will start the same sequence, but in a business direction. So if you would like to develop your business, it also will be part of the Headway Learning Practice Laboratory, but business direction. So Trello board, and one thing, and also, if you lose somehow connection, and sometimes emails are not going through for whatever reason, some people have, that spam, and as a result, some people are stopping receiving emails. So please don't hesitate to connect through the Headway coaching group in LinkedIn or Facebook. So at least you'll be notified and you're not going to lose connection with our practice. Yeah. All right. So let's jump straight to the questions. I will go through those questions very, very quick. Could you please type, what do you know and how you could define what limiting belief is? Whatever comes to your mind, just don't even think too much. I'm not asking you, any particular definition. No one is going to judging you if it's correct or not. So you could just explain what you think, how you would put it, in verbal form. What is a limiting belief? If someone would ask you, okay, what does it mean, limiting belief? So what would you say? What comes to your mind immediately? So I would encourage you to type something and post it, and I would like to read what's your understanding about limiting beliefs, because today is going to be our main topic. And I would like already to prepare your mind, kind of already put it into the wondering state, because that's the best state to learn anything. Okay, I see already Yvonne, belief that is blocking you. Perfect. Okay, Caroline, a belief which prevents a person from optimal behavior. All right, perfect. So we need to immediately define what optimal behavior is, but that's already another thing. Disempowering. Okay, I know that a limiting belief, Janice, is in myself is a recurring thought that I am not able enough to do something. Okay, clear. City University, okay, it's a belief that stops us from achieving our goal. Yeah, definitely. So limiting meaning that somehow it's blocking us. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for sharing. That's totally enough and perfect for me. That's very close to what limiting belief area is. But today we are going to be going much deeper. So you're going to have, I think, more thorough understanding what limiting belief is. So now, could you please to type one word? How would you like to be? I mean, what do you think is the most resourceful state right now for you to be, which you think you are learning the best? How you would describe in one word? I mean, I give you example: relaxed, or I would like to, I would like to be curious, or I would like to have fun, or whatever your intention is to be. Confident, perfect. Open-minded, open, curious, inspired, great, perfect. Again, guys, that's process which I usually do with every training, again and again, because I think it's worthwhile to spend literally 3 minutes and move audience through certain particular, in this case, we are going to have just 4 questions, very quick. But I think people would become so much more open for learning, for training. They just by typing the word of state which you would like to be, already putting you and setting you much closer to that state. Yeah, I hope you know what from linguistic programming we know that linguistics and sematics, somatics, I would say, very much connected. And Irena, inspired. Okay, perfect, great. Thank you very much, guys. Why you're interested? Again, why? What is your motivation? What made you to come here? Every time when people are coming to our webinars, I'm telling that you are my heroes, because just the fact that you are here already tells that you have a high energy and you have motivation and so on, because people are busy and they never really had any time to go for any real training on the spot. Yeah, so as a result, you are not just registered, you are here and ready to learn. So it's really great. And I would like just to again to put it in words. You are interested because of what drives you? Have a different point of view that I'm happy to learn. Great, Iran, perfect. I help lots of people with their limiting beliefs and still struggle with my own. Janice, welcome to the club. Okay. Any other other motivational kind of statements why you're interested. Okay, so if you still wondering and you are in the process, perfectly fine. If you're able to put it in words, it's great. If not, maybe that question will stay with you for a while. I think it's always nice to know what drives you. Yeah, I think as a coach, is probably you can appreciate that. And last question. So, what is your plan to practice it? What do you have in mind? Do you have right now any particular practice, or what are your thoughts? Because it's extremely important to move any piece of knowledge into the action. That's how we really can embody that. Yeah. And okay, Yvonne, I see inspiration brought the horizon. So, any ideas how you would like to practice this particular material? Because today we are going to go through quite interesting material. And what's next? Okay, your mind had some kind of food, and then what? I mean, we could read hundreds of things, and after 1 month, again, we don't remember that. So any ideas, any plan? Again, you could type just 1, 2 words, 3 words, where or how you would like to put it into the practice or action. Janice, I practice resolving my limiting beliefs by working with my coach and moving my blocks. Okay, so perfect. Janice, you are working with your coach, and there is a high probability that material today is going to be useful stuff, in your work. Caroline, and coaching circle. Okay, cleaner coaching. Perfect. Thank you, Caroline. Janice, great. Guys, the rest of you, if you would like to type, perfect. If not, any case, those are questions just for your observation. You moved through, and in your work with your audience, your participants, if you conduct some webinars, trainings, yeah, just keep it in mind. Yeah. So that's usually I found those 4 questions very simple one. It's a very useful thing to start any training or any webinar. So beliefs. We covered some material which I'm not going to repeat. The first 2 webinars, we were very thoroughly go through belief structure. So right now I'm going to skip all that material, just very quick observations. So beliefs are, closely held generalizations about causation, meaning, and boundaries. Yeah. So boundaries could relate to world around us, or our identities, capabilities, or behavior. And we also moved through the belief structure. Just very quick reminder, literally 1 slide, that belief, if you would really want to elicit certain belief, we are looking to have 3 parts: the cause, evidence, and meaning. The cause and evidence are connected with the, guys, do you remember what kind of connection between cause and evidence? Could you please type if you do remember, if you remember that material from previous webinars? If not, it's okay. And also please type what kind of connection between second and third part of the belief. So if you really would like to elicit the belief, the whole belief statement, please consider to investigate all 3 parts. Yeah, that's what we've been doing. We've done actually in our first 2 webinars a lot. We were practicing how to elicit missing parts, because usually our clients really come up with just 1 piece. Yeah. So Yvonne, evolving back and forward to the left and right. Exactly. So the first and second part connected with the cause effect type of connection, and second part it's a meaning. Yeah, it means. So there are cause effect and meaning related connections. Yeah. And and we could elicit those parts by asking certain particular questions. You could see those questions right now on the screen. How do you know that? Or what causes it to be this way? So for details, please look or check our previous webinar. Now we are going to moving forward to the next material. And what does it mean that belief is limiting? So I already asked you questions. I know your answers. But today we will be going through certain particular areas. What makes any kind of belief limiting. So first of all, we investigate three major, I would say, areas or signs how you could determine that that particular belief belongs to the family of limiting beliefs. First of all, we investigate hopelessness. Yeah. So when someone states certain particular belief, and when it's totally elicited and verbalized, so one of the things which you could judge that that belief belongs to is hopelessness. So hopeless, what is it? Guys, could you please, in terms of hopelessness, could you please try to define it yourself? What does it mean, hopeless? I would like, just before to move into the material and explain the details, I would like you to state what's in your mind. What does it mean if something hopeless? Yeah? Please type. I'm going to give you just literally 1 minute. No possibility to change. Okay. Hopeless means there is no possibility of resolution. I'm a victim. Okay. Don't see solution to fix it. Okay. Clear. Guys, yeah, pretty much the same. So the belief that desired goal is not achievable regardless of your capabilities, meaning whatever you try. Yeah. So as a result, hopeless when no matter what I try, doesn't matter what what my capabilities are, no matter what I try, the desired goal is not achievable. There is no hope, in other words. So that's it's kind of powerful type of limitation. Yeah. So when certain belief belongs this particular area, we marked it or labeled it as a hopeless type of group of beliefs. Yeah. So it belongs to that particular area of beliefs, of limiting beliefs. So we will be identifying three major areas where limiting beliefs are. The first one, hopeless. Yeah. The belief is hopeless. And the next one is going to be helpless. So what is the difference? How you would define if something is helpless? Take your time. Lack of skills. Okay. Any other ideas? I see one could be a solution if only I knew who to ask. Okay, that's good, because it's potentially there could be some help. Yeah, as a result. So what I mean that hopelessness occurs. Yeah, when even though someone believes that the outcome exists and it's possible to achieve, person somehow do not believe that he or she is capable of attaining it. So it is about capabilities. Yeah? So here, I mean, I have some shorter kind of version. Believe that desired goal is possible, but that you are not capable of achieving. So you need help. Guys, tell me please, which limitations is more powerful? Hopeless or helpless? I mean, I would say, which case is more severe or more difficult? Hopeless, perfect. Okay, that's pretty much. So you see that we have a limitations, and we have already certain particular gradation, yeah, or level of degree. I totally agree with you. Hopeless, much more severe or difficult to handle than helpless. Why? I mean, if you're familiar with the logical levels which developed by Robert Dilts, you could tell that actually they are on a different level of that logical level system. Yeah, tell me please, what do you think? helpless, on which level of logical levels that particular limiting beliefs are or belong to. Do you remember what kind of logical levels are there? I can, you could type, but I could, yeah, okay, perfect. Identity, and then goes what, yeah, belief system or values, yeah, and then we go for capability, then for behavior, and then for circumstances, yeah, or environment. Exactly. There are 5 levels, yeah. So tell me, please, when it comes to helpless type of set of beliefs, which area? Capability, perfect. Great, Caroline. Capability, okay, helpless. And when it comes to hopeless, for example, is it higher? Where is it? Well, I would guess that it goes to, you know, belief system. Yeah, so we are talking about really in the area of values and beliefs. And now we are going to go even for more interesting area of the third one, area where limiting beliefs are, is this one, worthless. And let's define it. Believe that you do not deserve the desired goal, yeah, because of something you are, or you something, you know, haven't done something, yeah. So that's really the third and last, the most powerful area where limiting beliefs kind of belong to. And tell me, please, which one is the more severe or more difficult to handle? Yeah, let me just move. Yeah, as a result, I moved it a little bit too far. Somehow it's not working. Okay, so I lost that. There are right now we have three: hopeless, helpless, and worthless. Which one is the most difficult to handle? I see Caroline already, yeah, typed worthless. Guys, do you agree that worthless is going to be the most powerful one to deal with? And maybe you could also guess which level of logical logical level system it belongs to. When I do not deserve something. So worthless happens when, even though a person may believe that the desired goal is possible, and that maybe believe that he or she have a capabilities to accomplish it, you know, but for whatever reason, the person does not deserve to get, you know, what he wants. That's, we are talking about that particular worthless. It belongs to identity level. Yeah, that's pretty much correct. Great. Okay, so we have right now 3 major areas. Let's move into the practice. So first of all, I would like you to type some kind of, again, what we usually do in order to practice, we need to have some kind of pool of limiting beliefs to, you know, to work with. Yeah. So could you please type, guys, whatever limiting belief comes into your mind. It's not necessarily need to be yours. If you could state yours, great, but if you could state limiting beliefs which you come across, or maybe from your clients, or maybe, yeah, whatever comes to your mind, you could just type some statement which you consider as a limiting one. So we are going to have a pool of limiting beliefs. Yeah? And that's going to be your assignment. Next one, we are going to check a list of those limiting beliefs as soon as we have it. And then we'll be deciding and evaluating which area that particular limiting belief is going to belong to. Hopeless, helpless, or worthless. Let's say, getting too old, Janice. Not organized enough, not clear in my goals. Well, okay, you have quite a bunch of the beliefs. Getting too old, for example, it's already on its own pretty much belief. Now you are getting into the second one. You're not organized enough, and then not clear with your goals. So plenty, yeah. So I see already some kind of cluster, yeah. Somehow those are connected in your mind. Perfect. And Caroline, I am lousy at languages. Oh, wow, that's definitely not your belief. I know that you are not lousy at all. You have a French and English and who knows how many others. Anyway, good. So that comes to your mind. Irene, I don't deserve to be happy. Wow. Deserve, yeah, identity level. And City University, I can't sing. Okay, good. Now we have some kind of pool of beliefs already. And let's see what we can do about it. Let's start with the first one. I think Janice has like three of them. I am getting too old. Guys, what do you think? Where that that belief belongs to? And guys, right now we are practicing. So please understand that sometimes maybe I told you already that when we talk about linguistics, when we talk about psychology, it's not a simple stuff. It's not a pure kind of math. You cannot. Sometimes we have a struggle. I mean, what really? For example, I am too old. What do you think? If you are struggling, for example, as a coach, immediately to identify. Okay, I'm lazy. I see there are some other beliefs are coming. Identity and helpless. Okay, so Janice, you already, I'm too old, you put it into the helpless. All right, yeah, that's one consideration. Guys, any other ideas? In case if you cannot really determine immediately which area some particular belief belongs to, guys, what we can do you remember what we can do if you have some kind of struggle to identify? I see you have no struggle, but in case, yeah, in this case, some people, you see, Janice put it into the helpless, Olga put it into the hopeless, and Irene also into the hopeless. Well, if we have any kind of troubles to identify immediately which logical level or which level of severity, I would say, certain particular belief belongs to, what we can do, we could ask questions which would elicit missing parts. Do you remember, yeah? Do you remember that we are looking for 3 parts in our full belief statement? And obviously, right now, when Jenny's formulated some limiting belief, I am getting too old, we are in the area of meaning. So we need to move two steps to the left, yeah? Eliciting evidence, how does she know that, that she's getting old? I mean, what makes her, say that, whatever, and what is the cause of that? So we're supposed to move to the left, and elicit missing parts. And then, guys, believe me, as soon as you have a full belief statement, it's going to be easier, much easier for you to put it and make it very clear. Is it hopeless? Is it helpless? Or it's worthless? Sometimes by just one piece of the whole belief statement, it could be tricky. But right now, what happens is that, you see, because of that example, I was able to explain the procedure. You already learned what to do if you're not sure. So right now we are learning no matter what. Guys, does it make sense so far what I just said? So if you are having any kind of troubles to identify, the only thing it means that you need to elicit more information. And you know exactly how to do it. Yeah, today we were not covering it, but we covered it in the previous 2 webinars, which you have access and you could check for recordings. We did lots of practice there. And when you have the full statement, it's no doubt you're going to identify exactly where that belief belongs to. Yeah. Okay, perfect. That's good. I see that you understand. All right, so let's see. Let's move into the next belief statement. I need just to scroll up and see, because let me see. Jenny's came up. I getting too old. For example, I'm not organized enough. Yeah. Or I'm not clear in my goals. Let's say, let's work with that. I'm not clear in my goals. Let me see what's your opinion. I'm not clear in my goals. What is the area? Is it worthless? Is it hopeless? Or is it helpless? I am not clear in my goals. Caroline, yeah, perfect. I agree with you. It belongs to the, yeah, it belongs to the kind of the most easiest level, yeah. Helpless level of capability, you know, or even sometimes behavior, whatever. So it's quite low level, easy to deal with. I agree with you guys, Irene, Yvonne, Caroline, City University. So you all have the same clear understanding. So you see that sometimes we don't need to work and elicit missing parts because that part already clear enough. All right, so let's see some other examples. Maybe one more example, and then we will move forward to other material. Let's see again. I need to scroll up and find previous beliefs. Um, it's we already typed lots of stuff. I'm looking for guys. Can you let me just where those? Okay, I am victim. No possibility to change. I think I scrolled too much up. It's gonna take a while. Okay, I found. Let's say I don't deserve to be happy, guys. Someone, your client said, I don't deserve to be happy. So tell me please what area of limiting beliefs, or I would say what is the severity, what kind of logical level is there? So you could name the area. Right now it's on your screen. There are 3 areas, and you could maybe identify, if you're familiar with the logical levels, you could say what logical level is it. Worthless, 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 worthless. Everyone is, yeah, I agree with you. Okay, so I think it's more or less that material makes sense. So if someone, I know what I would like really to point out, that your ears, when as a coach, you immediately, when someone said something and you have a feeling that it's limiting, you could immediately already identify that where limitation is, what kind of severity it is, what logical level it belongs to. It's immediately, as a coach, you already have a sense. Is it hopeless? Is it helpless? Is it worthless? And you already have a sense that is it going to be difficult to deal with, or because you know that identity level is the most powerful one, you know, takes time to, you know, to handle, and the easiest one will be helpless. Oh, sorry, hopeless. Oh, sorry, helpless. I already confused. Yeah, helpless, it's the easier one because people could get some help, yeah? So it's capability level and it's, or behavior, it's not very high. All right, so if you clear with that particular part and that particular piece of our today's material, could you please type clear? Yes. So I know that there are no questions and we could move forward. I think we are doing quite well. Now we are going to practice some other parts, which I think very interesting. We are going to be going through like 5 questions which you could ask your client, and you could immediately identify some particular, you know, potential problematic areas in belief system. Yeah? And okay, clear, 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 clear. Yes, yes, perfect, good. So we are going to move forward, and that's, guys, that's a part which I would like you to pay attention. So take your time to investigate this particular image on your screen. If someone wants to make a change, if someone wants to achieve a goal, that's a classical situation with every coaching session. When you are hired by a client, any particular coaching session always aiming to achieve some results. Yeah, I hope it makes sense. So you have outcome. Someone, your client, wants to achieve certain goal or get certain particular outcome. So obviously, what will lead to outcome? Yeah, what is going to lead to outcome is certain particular behavior. And right now, I'm going to just enable, because I want to practice and be really familiar with our virtual classroom. So I'm going to enable annotate. I'm clicking annotate button. Okay, now I have it. And I'm going to have, yeah, Okay, let's see. Can I? Okay, good. So this is the line. Now I need to, let's say I'm going to use, for example, arrow. And, well, you see that behavior, yeah? So in order to achieve certain particular outcome, what we will be looking for is to identify maybe with my client what kind of behavior, or in other words, what you need to do, yeah, to do, meaning behavior. Our client supposed to, I would say, generate or being able to do, yeah, in order to achieve certain particular outcome. So as soon as the client identified the goal or outcome, we will move backwards, yeah, to the left, and try to make it clear what kind of behavior your client think will lead to that particular outcome. And after the behavior or what he needs to do is clear, we could move to the person, yeah, meaning to the more to the left. Because why are we going to explain why we are moving from behavior or to do to the person? Because between person and behavior, there are some area which need to be identified. As you can see here, let me use, for example, in my drawing tools, I'm going to use circle, and I'm going to make a circle here. As you can see, some people could have a problematic areas related to capabilities, yeah? So the person wants to generate certain particular behavior, or in other words, to do something, and the question, there will be multiple questions and potential problematic areas where limiting beliefs could hide. One is obvious, one is related to capabilities, yeah, between person and behavior. Another problematic areas could be that identity level. We already touched it, because person could say that, well, I do not deserve, and that's going to be his internal issue, which will not allow them to reach the outcome. So you see that there is an arrow here from that circle, deserving or responsible, on the left. There is an arrow here, leads to the person. So actually it's internal issue here related to identity, which could prevent him to move towards the outcome. So you see that we have, right now we're going to make like 5 circles. We have 5 problematic areas where limiting beliefs could be hidden when person wants to achieve his particular goal. The first one is identity. Yeah? Then there is a capability problems between person and behavior. Next one, some people could find behavior as a not appropriate for them. We call it like issues in the areas of ecology. I'm going to give you example. Someone believes that in order to become or to reach some outcome, he needs to be a public speaker, and he needs to do, I don't know, lots of let's say public speakings or open lectures or whatever. Maybe that's so he need to, I would say, be involved in that particular behavior, public speaking. For some personalities, there is a huge issue. They don't feel comfortable doing that. There is an ecology. It's not appropriate for them to be involved in that particular kind of activities, yeah, or behave in that particular way. So as a result, for that particular person, there could be ecology-related issues, yeah, related to this particular behavior. So we need to check if that behavior would be ecological or appropriate for that person. Next potential problematic areas which we need to investigate. The fourth one is it possible to achieve this particular goal? Why this is a problematic area? Well, are you sure that this behavior which you think will lead or bring you to that outcome is really able to bring you to outcome. Let's say, in my example, are you sure that public speaking is the way, for example, to have a profitable business? Maybe not. So, that is it really possible that that particular behavior will bring you, I'm talking about client, to this particular outcome? So that's another issue. Maybe it's a different behavior will bring you to that outcome. So is it really possible that that behavior is gonna bring you to that desired outcome? And the last area of problematic areas which we need to investigate is how desirable the goal is. Maybe his motivation and maybe limiting beliefs are hiding there. Maybe for whatever reason, I mean, I will go into the details what kind of reasons it could be, but people are the goal at the moment maybe is not as desirable as it should be. In this case, some limiting beliefs are hiding there. So what I'm giving you right now is it's kind of, it seems like simple. Person has a goal or some particular outcome to achieve, and by asking 5 simple questions, you could already have a very clear sense where potential problematic areas are. Let's say, let's go through the whole procedure. Let's say example, I'm going to use example which Janice gave us. And Janice, it doesn't matter right now if it's not your belief. Yeah, so please answer me as if this is your particular belief. So let's say that you are my client, and you just said that, okay, I'm actually too old, yeah, to do certain particular things. Yeah, and I would say, well, this is definitely limiting belief. Yeah, so of course, right now, in order to have a certain particular set of questions, I need to have a little bit more information. We need to define what kind of goal. I mean, because right now she formulated certain particular limiting belief, but right now we are applying the whole structure to the goal or outcome which person wants to have. So Janice, I would like to ask you which goal actually we were discussing with you in relation to that, you know, being too old, for example. So could you please formulate, imagine right now that what was the goal? You are too old to achieve what? What was the outcome which, you know, you, client, and me, your coach, we were discussing? Because I would like just to have to set up certain particular frame. Start a new business that involves delivering seminars to groups. Okay, perfect. So that was the outcome. That was the goal. And somehow Janice already mentioned, actually, I'm a little bit too old. And I would say, well, Janice, let's do like simple process. I would like you to go through number of questions. And what I would like to do is just to set the number. Let's say I'm going to ask you one question, and you will tell me, you will put a number from 1 to 10. The 10 would be the total truth. Yeah, so the statement which I'm going to tell you, it's 100%, you agree with that, and it's, you put 10 as the highest mark. And you put 1 if it's the lowest one. So let's say, for example, the first statement I'm going to say, the goal, the outcome to start a new business that involves, you know, delivery seminars as a group is desirable. Is fully 100% desirable. Janice, what would be your mark from 1 to 10? 10 is true. 1 is, well, you know, actually not. I mean, it's not really fully desirable. Yeah? 9, perfect. So the evaluation of your client, when I said, could you please evaluate the statement? To start a new business and which involves delivery seminars to the group is 100% desirable. So that was my statement. and Janice evaluated that statement as a 9 on a scale from 1 to 10. Guys, so it's like it's true on a degree of 9. Guys, does it make sense so far what I'm doing? Yeah, it's some kind of assessment. Yeah, I'm gonna say the statement and person evaluate that statement. Yeah, guys, confirm please, Caroline. For Caroline it makes sense, and for other guys, is it clear what we are doing? Irene also, Yvonne also. Okay, good. I think Olga, perfect. So let me ask you next question. Oh, actually, it's not a question. The question is actually to grade, yeah, to put a number. But what I'm giving you statement. So the next statement would be that the goal, the outcome to reach or to start a new business, which involves delivery seminars to the group, is totally 100% possible. So I'm waiting for Janice to identify the number and tell if it's really makes sense. I mean, on a scale from 1 to, okay, the number 10. Okay, perfect. 100% possible. Great. So my next statement is going to be, well, in order to achieve my outcome, guys, I will not be repeating again the same thing. So to start business, of course, but as a coach, you could always reinforce. So in order to achieve your outcome, Janice, to start business and with certain particular conditions, you need to do certain things. Of course, I will be clarifying with you what particular things. So for that, I need to ask you first question, Janice, what do you think you need to do? Actually, you already stated it in a way, because you already said that start a new business that involves delivering seminars to the group. So actually, we have that missing part already. So the behavior which Janice think will lead her to outcome starting business is working with the groups, delivering seminars. So my question in this case is kind of very clear. Janice, what do you think? Delivering seminars to the group and as a result achieve your outcome, start your business, is totally 100% ecological and appropriate for you. So you feel 100% comfortable doing that. That's my statement. And I'm asking Janice to evaluate that statement from 1 to 10. The 10 will be 100% true, and 1 will be, no, it's not true. I don't feel 100% fully comfortable, and I don't feel very ecological doing that, meaning delivering webinars. Yeah? Janice, are you with me? Because I don't see the number. Maybe, yeah, I had 9, and let me see, I had 10 previous, and now after that I don't have anything. So Janice, could you please evaluate that particular statement which related to the middle part, behavior? Guys, maybe my software is not working. Guys, do you see everything? Do you see any new number coming from Janice? Please clarify the statement. I found it confusing. Okay, Janice, I'm going to clarify the statement. Janice, the statement is like this. I am totally 100% comfortable delivering webinars to the group. And in brackets, which will lead me to my outcome, starting business. So you are evaluating ecology of behavior, which is related to achieving certain particular outcome. So your outcome to start business, behavior, delivering webinars to the group. Okay, I see 10. You are 100% comfortable. Okay, so that's good. So that particular behavior has no ecological issues whatsoever. Janice is 100% comfortable doing that. So there are no potential problematic areas or limiting beliefs we will be searching there. So now, my next statement will be, I am 100% capable to deliver webinars to the groups in order to achieve my outcome, to start my business. I am 100% capable. Your evaluation of the statement, Janice? Eight, okay, and perfect. And the last statement is going to be about like a self, the sense of self-worth, yeah, or kind of permission that someone has in relation to this particular goal. So the statement is going to be, I have full responsibility and I deserve to achieve my outcome. Yeah, to start business. Yeah, I have full responsibility and I am 100% deserve to achieve this particular outcome. So your evaluation would be, the last part belongs to the identity level of person. So far we have 4 numbers, yeah, 9, 10, 10, and 8. And the last one, I'm gonna maybe repeat again. Not sure what responsibility means. Okay, yeah, it's well, we are talking about self-worth. That it's you and only you, yeah, responsible to make it happen, yeah, and you are fully deserve to have it, your outcome. So it's all about, it's about you, yeah. It's about like identity related issues. But yeah, we will clarify it, guys. Right now we have 5 numbers. Do you see on the screen? You have 5 circles. Those are 5 problematic areas which you as a coach can evaluate immediately by asking 5 questions. Actually, you will be stating certain things, but your questions would be about evaluation. Yeah, your client will be evaluating those statements. And after that procedure, you're going to have quite clear picture where potential problematic limiting beliefs could be. So tell me, please, what 2 areas you would be diving into after you did that evaluation with Janice? Or let's say 3 areas. To be honest, her numbers doesn't really indicate any particular severe problem, because to be honest, numbers 9, 10, 10, 8, 8 is not a super duper problematic. But you know, right now we are we are practicing, yeah, we are exercising. So I don't think that Janice would be hiring coach really. I mean, with that kind of severity, yeah, in it doesn't look like it's a severe problem. But believe me, when people are able to pay money and really hire coach, there will be not, the numbers will be not 10, 10, 9, yeah. So okay, let me just see, Caroline, capability and self-worth. Yeah, exactly. So as a result, guys, the numbers will demonstrate you where potential problematic areas are. And after that, of course, you could dive deeper. For example, we were going through, you know, 10, like 5 statements about how desirable it is, how possible it is, how ecological is the person capable, yeah, and does he deserve, to reach that outcome? So there are 5 areas we evaluated. We have numbers where there is a 10, 10, 10. Well, there is, the small probability that there is any problem there. But when you have 8 or 5 or 3, because I've done that assessment already, why that's, I find this particular process very kind of applicable to coaching session, because those 5 statements very easy. It's not like you're going through some kind of boring assessment with a person, yeah. And I don't need really, I could remember that very simple, because you see, person, behavior, and outcome, those things you could easily remember. And is the outcome desirable? Yeah, that's going to be your question, yeah. How possible to reach that outcome? Behavior, how appropriate it is, yeah. Are you capable to generate that behavior? And then it comes to the person, yeah, worthless or not. So in your mind eye, you could easily see those 3 blocks, and it's so easy to apply that structure to your coaching session. And you could do it in a very kind of conversational manner, not the boring kind of procedure like the way I did it now. I did it now purposely because I would like you to see the structure. So it's a little bit, but you could do it in a very conversational manner. So tell me please how desirable it is. Let's say from 1 to 10. Is it really desirable, or if you think about that particular outcome, you have some doubts? So let's say 10 is 100% desirable and 1 is not really. Where are you? So anytime when your client just formulated the goal in the beginning coaching session, you could easily ask that question. And you immediately sense, is it worth it to dig deeper? Because if the number will be 5 or even 7, it means that, well, there are something, for you to dig there. It's not 100% desirable. There is something there which blocking and limiting. And then, not necessarily immediately, you could later ask, oh, tell me please, how possible it is, do you think, for you to get that outcome? Is it possible? Maybe sometimes person has certain time frame. Maybe he wants to achieve something in 3 months. Oh, how possible is it to achieve for you in 3 months? Could you please evaluate from 1 to 10? And bumps, we have immediately evaluation, yeah? Does it make sense to the whole procedure, the whole structure, and like immediate sense where you need to dig for limiting beliefs, yeah? And what level it's going to be, yeah? Because you could immediately then see if it's hopeless, helpless, or worthless, yeah? Okay, guys, I think we covered maybe 70% of material, because I would love to practice. I would love to hear that everyone can apply this particular structure to some client. So if you would have like 2-3 hours of practice training, I would definitely put every one of you to do that process. But we could do it through Trello. We could do some practice using some other means. And in the next session, our next week, I would love really to do a little bit of more practice using this particular structure, because even though it looks simple, but you could be confusing in the beginning. So probably next webinar, I'm gonna, like 20 minutes of the webinar, we'll be practicing the same thing, and then we'll move forward. So please stay close, and I'm gonna invite you to the Trello board. I'm gonna invite you, I will send you a recording of this webinar, and please confirm right now with your clear word that everything what we covered so far makes sense and you have no question. If you do, please formulate the question. And after that, we're going to finish today's session. Clear, Yvonne? Clear, City University? Makes sense, Caroline? Janice, makes sense? Very clear, Olga, perfect. So in this case, guys, thank you very much for your time. We spent it, I think, even though I was late today, and my apologies again, but 50 minutes we were working quite intensely, and I thank you really from the bottom of my heart that you are with me all the time. I see that you are typing. It means that the learning process is going with the full power. So I really appreciate it. Have some rest. Thank you very much, and we see each other next week. Yep, perfect. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm gonna stop recordings, and we'll see each other next week. Perfect.